The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the July 13th, the magical, magnificent Monday version today show of the Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in. 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. You can let those fingers do the walking. Go ahead, send me an email. Steve@TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And in our Tiger's Den, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on magical, magnificent Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Lush Show. Right now, we got all the indices in the green. The Dow's up 472, nearly 2%. S&P up 41, 1.3%. NASDAQ 100, 1.5% to the upside, 164 points. She's trading out at 11,000 even. Steven Russell's up 20 points. Semis are up 27. You've got gold up $11 and silver 67 cents. I believe that's where we're going to start. We're going to go speak with our first caller out here. Let's go out to Queens, New York, and speak with Eric. Eric, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Doing great.
Excellent, excellent. So the message says you want to talk about gold and silver. What's your question? How can I help you? I'm having trouble hearing them, guys, in the production room. If Eric is...
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Eric. I got you now.
Hello. Hi,
yes.
Can you hear me now?
I can, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Oh, modern technology. Does it make sense to be in gold and silver at the same time?
Well, sure.
Because I find that when they seem to move, like, when gold is up, silver's up. When they seem to be, they behave the same.
Yeah. You would expect most times precious metals to do that. So is that you're saying they're both trading in the same direction, correct?
Most of the time I find that, yes. So yeah. What I'm asking is, let's say, is it smarter to just put on one trade in one, like just put instead of having two positions, a gold position and a silver position, just go with gold or just go with silver instead of both?
Yeah, so the way that I would answer that, and it would be answered differently by other folks out there, Eric. The way that I would answer that would be I'd be making the trade, because you're talking about trading right now, based upon the pattern that I would see in the underlying contract. Now, are you trading the actual future contract, or are you trading something like or investing in something like GLD or SLV?
When I always either go with calls as SLV for silver or GDX for gold.
Yeah. So for me, the way that I would have to answer that question, I would be looking at the patterns inside of the two contracts. So inside GDX, if you go take a look at what that is made up of, you'll probably find, and I don't know this yet, I'd have to go take a look at it. It's probably made up of the August contract for for gold, but there may be other things in there, and it may just be maybe the August and maybe some additional futures contracts. So you'd want to take a look at that. But as an example, here is a chart for gold, and in the case of gold right now, this looks to me like it wants to move up into about the 1900 level. And Eric, where I come with that price projection is gold have been trading in a sideways consolidation. If you're watching us on Tiger TV, you can see that it was in place for a long period of time. When price breaks above a consolidation, it gives you a price projection, which we refer to as a measured move. So it's equal to or greater than the consolidation. I can't really map out greater than the consolidation, but I certainly can easily map out the consolidation. There's no topping signal as we speak right now in gold. And so your risk reward would be, it's traded 1813, and the trade says that gold wants to move up to the 1900 level. So there's your risk reward there. Now, if I pull up silver, and there was no topping signal. If I pull up silver and we take a look at the silver chart, here's what I see. Today is going to be bar number 9 of a TD9 count. Now, oftentimes a TD9 count can form a top or bottom. In this case here, we're looking at tops on either bar 8, 9, or the bar following that. So 8, 9, or 10, let's say, and it would be the highest high of those bars that would be your resistance point. So if you're asking me, would I take a long trade in silver right now, knowing that we're at bar number 9? Additionally, silver's moving higher and doing less relative energy. My answer would be no. I would prefer here to have my my assets in gold right now than I would silver, because in gold I don't have the topping signal, but in silver I do. Does that make sense to you? What I just am showing you?
Of course it does. Yeah, I mean, there's no. So you're saying there's more sellers above, closer to where silver's going as opposed to gold.
Not really sellers, a pattern that is present at tops. That doesn't mean that each of these patterns identifies a top. It just means when you see that pattern.
So we're closer to resistance in silver than we are with gold.
I haven't given you a resistance number, so I just want to make sure, because others are listening to this. We're closer to what silver has is 2 patterns that are present at tops. Now, it hasn't been confirmed just yet, and so silver can continue to still move higher. But I'm going back to your question. And so I'm a pattern recognition trader, and these are the patterns that I look for. And when they're present up at highs or bottoms, helps me to make that reward risk. And so for me, because these patterns are present, and I haven't even figured out where silver might go to, we had that consolidation breakout inside of gold, so that was easy to figure out. In silver, I don't have that pattern. I'd have to go, look for some other tools out here, maybe put in an A to B equals CD pattern or something along those lines. I really don't need to do that for us right now, because silver's got 2 potential topping signals that just say, I wouldn't do anything for a couple of days. I'd wait to see how things play out. Now, what you can also do here, because, Eric, of what you pointed out, was that gold and silver will tend to trade in the same direction. So even though gold doesn't have the topping signal, I don't know that today would be the day to initiate a long position. You'd like to see both of these match up, so to speak. Gotcha. So that would be my take to you. The other thing that I would do, just depends on the time frame, would be, look at intraday charts. But based upon the daily time frame charts, if you're going to ask me and you're going to say, hey, Steve, I'm going to put some money in one or the other, then I'd put it in gold right now based upon the patterns. Okay?
Understood. Clear. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks so much for calling, Eric, and have a great day. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We're going to go a hard break right now, and I would love to hear from you. We've got a couple of questions in the queue for folks sending in emails. I'd love to hear from you, too. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 520, S&P 45 points right now. Let's go take a look at the first request here from Steve W. Steve wants to take a look at Afria Inc. APHA is the ticker symbol. So, as we begin doing our analysis of the charts, we're looking to figure out where price is trading in relationship to support and resistance. Now, this support and resistance levels we're looking at on this chart are our TAS market profile. So the top of the profile, sometimes I'll use the word box, even though you don't see a box out here, would be the red line. That's where the top, and that's where sellers are positioned. The bottom is the green level. And the center line is where both buyers and sellers believe there's fair value within that price range out there. So that's what we do. If we take a look at the daily time frame, we know that price on Afria or APHA is above the top of its profile. It's trading above it today. That's bullish. That's positive. 464 is that number. It's also trading above the weekly profile, and that's a bearish structured weekly profile. Because it's trading above it today doesn't mean that it's going to be above it on Friday, but it closed on Friday above 475 out there. That would be a bullish, nothing more bullish than a failed bearish pattern. Not that this is a pattern, so to speak, but it is slightly bearish in structure. Slightly bearish in structure, but a close above 475 would be bullish. And if you get two weekly closes above that, suggesting that price wants to move higher. Now, move higher to where? Well, just simply from a profile standpoint, that's very easy. That would be 559. That would be the top of the monthly profile. So, Steve, right now, what we would say is that price looks like it's targeting 559, the top of its monthly profile. Another key level that you want to see price close above, and you'd love to see it close above it today because of the volume that you have in this, which right now is 8.5 million shares. It's trading into a swing point. Well, actually, the swing point was was back here on June 9th. That had 10 million shares. You're going to have enough volume there. But there was this gap to the downside, or what technologists or technicians would call a window, an open window. If price can close above 486, then what you have is you have repaired that window, and you don't have to worry about that resistance level of that gap. But if price, Steve, closes below 486, and you're at 487 right now, look at the end of the day, then a resistance level will have held. Because price is pushing higher with more volume, even if price closes below 486, you should at least get another stab at that level come tomorrow. But you do like to see price pushing in to a swing point area with volume. Today, you'd love to see price close above 486. I know I've said that 3 times at least. I won't say it again. If we look at my white background charts, and hopefully everybody can see the white background charts out here, this is telling you that on a weekly basis, I happen to be on the weekly chart out here, formed a nice TD9 count bottom out there, was bar number 8. That's why we pay attention to what's going on inside the indices, which are also many of them in bar number 8 or 9 today. And so, Steve, this says your next resistance level is at 517. That is its TD9 breakdown level for its weekly time frame. If you get a close above that, that's giving you a change in trend signal out there. So that's the weekly message. Let's take a look at the daily, see what we have on the daily. We're just looking for topping signals, areas of resistance. I don't have anything out here. Well, I take that back. Let me pull this chart back a little bit further to the left. We can see that 517, which was a TD9 breakdown level, is the last time that price made its way up here. That 517 was a resistance area. So you've got 517 on the daily as a likely target. You've got 517 on the weekly. Nice how you've got some synergy there. And on the monthly time frame, 509 is the magic number. 509 is Stevie's red line. That is, now it's a monthly chart. It's only the 13th of July. But you would really be looking for price to close above this. So if it, I think, was it 517 on the daily and weekly, if you get a close above 517, that's also going to take you above Stevie's red line. That would be a beautiful thing, and that would then be suggesting longer haul 768. So, Steve-O, those are the areas where ticker symbol APHA at this moment look to be trading to, and you'd love to see that close above 486 today. Hope that helps you out, and again, best of luck. CK writes in, and but what do you write? What are you writing in? Says resistance. Support resistance thoughts on JP Morgan. Earnings are tomorrow. Okay, so let's do the same thing with regard to JPM. We're going to start, when I say the same thing, we're going to start with our daily, weekly, and monthly time frame. So what do we know about the daily? The daily doesn't have a center of the box, right? You don't see a blue line there. Not so fast. The center happens to also be the bottom. Oftentimes you do that. So what this is telling us is, and price right now is trading below that level. So that level is 98.67. So the bottom of the box, we know, is where buyers are at. The center, buyers and sellers. So a lot more buyers at that 98.67 mark. You've gotten up to 99.27. You're trading 96.22. If it closes below 98.67, that would be a rejection of a key level of support that it couldn't get back inside. Now, we have a different message coming from the weekly time frame chart. So the weekly time frame chart says, hey, life is beautiful for JP Morgan because it's trading above the top of its weekly profile, 97.79. Early in the week, just began out here. The monthly time frame chart is saying, well, if the weekly is breaking above resistance, which it is, then we should be able to get up to 109, Formula 109 out there, even Steven. So I think that ACK out here, the key level, and this is, you say, earnings is on tomorrow. Is it tomorrow morning? I would be, if you're looking for a long play, I think you would like to see everything line up, and it is not lining up. So line it up, how does it line up? You'd like to see a close above 98.67. If you did that, then profile-wise, it's no guarantee, but profile-wise is signaling to you that price wants to move higher. Now let's go take a look at my other chart, see what we can see out here for JP Morgan, see if there's any topping signals, bottoming signals, anything along those lines. And we got nothing. We got nada. We got zilch on the daily time frame here for JP Morgan. So nothing else on my white background chart to provide you or I with any more tells, so to speak, out here. On the weekly time frame, I don't have anything else to share with you. And on the monthly time frame, let's see, on the monthly time frame, all that we know is this formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top. This pattern here formed, this gave us the nice little dark cloud cover back in January. of 2020. And what price did, this is the importance. This is why I want you to understand this TD9 count pattern, because you can do this. You don't even need to be any kind of technician. But if you are trade investing, you can do this, and you want to do this. You want to understand where support and resistance is. In fact, that was really the questions from ACK out here. By the way, resistance on a monthly basis would be up at 112.26, Stevie's green line. But what we can see is price dropped and pulled back to where it had broken out. Typically, on a strong move to the upside or downside, let's talk about strong moves to the upside out here, or any move out here, strong or weak, doesn't matter, support is support. When you get those topping signals, you typically look for price to pull back to support, ultimate support, right? Because we've got profiles that'll typically give us support levels in between the top and maybe where price had broken out. Not always, but in this case, that is the case out here. And price pulled back to 81.65. How helpful would it have been to you, for those of you that like to trade JP Morgan, to understand that as the price was pulling back in March of 2020, all that it was doing was pulling back to its breakout area for that longer term time frame. And again, that price was 81.65. So no real tells that I can see out here with regard to how this is going to behave with regard to tomorrow's earnings out there. But you might have a tell if JP Morgan today closes above 98.67. Steve Rhodes with TFNN would love to hear from you. Give us a call at 877-927-6648. You're right. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow up 523, S&P 47. We're going to go out to the City of Brotherly Love to speak with John. John, thanks for calling in. Thanks for holding. How are you doing today?
Hello, Steve. I'm hesitating because I'm not sure our phone line is fully connected.
Yep, we're fully connected. We've got you loud and clear.
Very good. Well, thanks for taking the call. Steve, we all can observe some of those large NASDAQ names are powering the NDX. Yes. It's been a straight line move since Monday, June 29th. So what's that? We're on the 10th day now. We got a new Apogee pivots come our way Sunday on the Globex Open at 6 p.m. So we've got that to work with. And I'm just wondering if you can share with us your tools and what they suggest as the support levels that have to be broken before we can even consider this 10-day move as completing and then going into something else.
So let's see if I can try to answer that question. So first, I'm going to look at a daily time frame chart of the NQ out here, and what we can see is that today is going to be the day following bar number 9 of a TD9 count. If this is going to identify a top, if this pattern is going to identify a top, then today's high, whatever that ends up being, we will not see a close above it. We might see a test above it overnight or what have you, but by tomorrow's session close, price would be back underneath it. The first level, so let's assume that this does identify a top. So it just gives us a topping signal. So where's the first level of support that price would have to close below to suggest that maybe this is the top of some type of significance? That level, John, on a daily basis for the NQ would be what I like to refer to as Stevie's green line. It's currently printing out at 10,734. So we've got a topping signal, and if price were to close below that, that would then suggest to you and I, now this is not looking at our TAS market profiles, this is looking at the chart without those profiles, and I will go back to that. So we've got that 10,730-ish area out there. If price could close below that, then its key level of breakout support, because of that new TD9 count pattern, is 9940.25. So that's in the daily time frame chart for the NQ. Any questions there so far?
No, real clear. That's great. Okay. Step 2.
Okay, so then what we would also want to do is I'm going to switch back over now and take a look at our market profile, see if there are any different levels of support out here. So here, there is no new market profile. In fact, the first stage or the first level of support, folks, and what we're looking at is panel number 2 from the left out here. And you'll see that the top of that profile is 10,062. So that's the first level of support on a move down. Here, I've got my trend tools turned on the chart. And you can see many rising trends out there. And so those would be areas for us to pay attention to. So that just says that for us, the daily time frame chart that we looked at, and I'll put this back up, this is the one that would be generating the signals for us. Now that's on the short-term time frame. Again, 10,730-ish. On a 30-minute time frame, and I'll pull this chart up here for the NQ out here, the key level of support for it would be 10,878. So 10,878 is above that 10,730-ish level out there. And if you were to see a close, now this also has a TD9 count. It didn't identify the top, but the TD9 count provided us with a key level of support. And so that level of support would be 10,878.75. That would be potential. Well, that would, if we see a price close below that, John, then that 10,733 is very likely out there. Don't know whether 10,733 would be busted through, but that's what would be the message coming from these charts out here. And that's what I see. The question becomes, hey, what if the NQ doesn't pull back? And it just simply continues motoring higher. And there's no reason well, there's a reason for, we will have a pretty good gauge of that, John, I would say tomorrow. Because if there's a close tomorrow above today's close, That's communicating to you and I that topping pattern didn't work, and we go on to the next one. And I don't really have a next one, so to speak, out here. I mean, we can take a look at, for example, I can take a look at this chart. This gives me my 4 quadrants out here, daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. And what this is doing, now this is using my synthetic contract, so sometimes numbers are different here. But if you look at the weekly time frame chart, which I'm going to expand out here, you're going to see an A to B equals CD pattern. And on this here, our A point that I'm using is back in December of 2018. The B point was the high out here in February of 2020, and then our March low out here. Now what we can see is just an explosive move on the C to D leg. Super strong, way stronger than that initial move out here, that A to B leg. When we see that, what it's really communicating to you and I, John, is that this wants to continue to move to higher ground out here. And the higher ground on this A to B equals CD pattern is 11,500. That's what that is. If we take a look at, let's see, did I do it this way? I think I did. Here, and I know this is a tool that you like to look at, so you're already aware of this, I'm sure, but I'll just share this with the others. Folks, if I just did, this is a Fibonacci expansion tool, and we're just looking for upside potential price projections here. If we take, and I can remember the day, John, when I remember being on the air years ago saying 8,800 is where the NASDAQ is headed to, and now we're at 11,000. And back then people thought that forecast was nuts, right?
What were you smoking back then?
Yeah, exactly, right? Well, it's smoking in the NQ, that's for sure. But Fibonacci expansions, folks, they're great for helping to also identify price projections. And if we take going all the way back to the high in 2000, down to the low in 2008 out there, and it was in 2008, folks, when the NASDAQ made its bottom, not in March of 2009. And that's just kind of important to know out here. But in this case here, the next price projection is 12,694. Now, this is a quarterly time frame chart that we're looking at. So we still come back to, hey, the daily chart's got a signal. We just have to wait and see tomorrow if price closes over today's high. If it does, then that's telling us that this wants to continue marching higher out there.
Okay, let's hold right there. That number again is 12,600. Is that the number on the 2.618 expansion?
It is. That's 12,694.
Okay, right. You know, thank you for that. You've given me more to think about and use going forward. I'll just lastly say, I'll say thank you, and just make this remark. Of course, you and I both have studied the work of Marty Armstrong, and of course, it was January where there was a turn in his ECM cycle.
Yes. With
that very vicious drop, and now this surge. And for a number of years, he had spoken of the setup for a quote-unquote slingshot, which is exactly what you described this as. So I'm going to just think about that 12.6, and frankly, 12.600. Shoot, that's Steve. That's only 15% higher from here. And at this pace, shoot, you could get there by 4 p.m. today, for Lord's sakes.
It's amazing we're at 11,000. Now, 11,104 is a horizontal trading range level for the NQ. The NQ doesn't necessarily always line up with the NDX in its horizontal trading ranges. So let's just watch today's high, and tomorrow I think will help us to answer the NDX 100 question. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks so much.
You bet. We'll be right back, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go out to Boston. We're going to speak with, who we got in Boston? We've got Jerry. Yeah, Jerry in Boston. Jerry, thanks for holding. Thanks for calling in. How are you today?
All right. How are you?
Very good. Thank you.
I'm interested in XLU.
Yeah.
I advise a charity.
Okay.
And I just have a feeling that the XLU is sort of sold out and it's got a yield. And is this like a sound entry point?
Sound entry point. So we'll just take a look at the technical patterns out here and share with you what they're communicating to us. So if we were going to make our decisions based upon the daily time frame, we would say that price is above resistance. Resistance was 56.83. So the daily is bullish. The weekly is not bullish. The weekly says this may just be a counter trend move, not that the counter trend would be over, with a price target of 60.03. Now, 60.03 is the bottom of that weekly profile. Whether this is a good entry or not on the daily, 60.03 is the number that you're going to want to see it close on a weekly base to at least get back inside that set of market profiles to suggest a move higher out there. We don't have that. And we really have multiple messages out here, so it's going to be difficult maybe to piece this together because when we look to the monthly, Jerry, granted the monthly time frame is not over, only the 13th of July, but price is at least trading above the bottom of its profile, which is 57.27. If you came to the end of the month and price was below 57.27, not really a good scene out there, at least from a profile standpoint. Yeah. Let me pull over my other charts just to see if there's anything else. So here's what we know. The daily says you're above resistance. The weekly says we're not. Resistance is 60.03, and the monthly is saying, hey, it looks pretty good so far, but the month isn't over, so it's hard to really make that complete call. Here on the daily time frame, I don't have anything to So price did form a top back here, Jerry, on June the 8th. We've been talking during the show about the TD9 count pattern. We were just talking about it on the NQ, for example, and that could identify a top. Well, inside the XLU, that's what it did. Bar number 10, the bar following 9 on June the 8th, and then price pulled back, and it pulled back first to its breakout area at 56.74. That's what you would expect. That would have been your buy point, so to speak, Jerry. But price continued moving lower, and I don't have any kind of real bottoming signal out here. Confirmed prices above that breakout support, so that's at least good. But no real signal on the weekly time frame. If we take a look at it, whereas the weekly time frame was somewhat bearish because price was below its profiles, it's really in between now. Now we can see it. Resistance, which is that bottom of that profile at 60.03, and support, which is 57.47. Again, no bottoming signal here, but I could see you entertaining taking some position. I don't have a bearish message right now, other than
when I look at that monthly. This is something that the public got into this. And they're really gun shy. I mean, they're still selling equity mutual funds. And I think that when they come back, they'll come back to the XLU. And that was an excellent performer for the much of the bull market. But people lose confidence. And if I look at the monthly, I'm just thinking that you're making a series of rising bottoms.
Look, I'm not going to argue with that. There was obviously the gigantic downdraft out here in March from high to low, but by the end of the month, and it is the monthly chart that you referred back to, support held. Support held, and support was 51.54. Price got well below 51.54, but the body of the candle is the essence of price when we really go ahead and we make our assessments on what it is communicating to us. But in the case of the XLU, and I'll just use the longer term monthly, you've got support at 51.54, and you have resistance at 61.62. That's what you're dealing with out here. And so you're kind of in nowhere's land. Yes, you're right. It's been on a nice move to the upside out here. So I can understand entertaining that trade. What you really want to see on a monthly basis is price get above 61.62. So does that help you out?
The foundation is a 3.4% yield, which these days is a big yield.
No, and there's no doubt that the XLU, is really all about it's about the yield, but it's also about being able to get your capital back. And before I came on the air, my mother-in-law had sent over some information about her portfolio that's being managed by somebody, asking me to do an analysis on it. And I'm going through that process because they've got a fairly sizable chunk inside the XLU. So I'm going through that process that you're going through. It's just a study to try to understand. And in there, I understand they've got the investments in there from the yield standpoint. So I get that.
Which is important to this charity. They need income. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. You've given me a very helpful picture.
Glad to do so, Jerry. Thanks so much for calling in, and best of luck with you.
Thank you.
You bet. Now, I believe I've got one question out here that it came in by email. Let me just get back to my email system out here. Yeah, LB wrote in, and LB wants to take a look at NAK. NAK is the ticker symbol. I know we've looked at this before. I believe that we have, what is it? Is Northern Dynasty Minerals. Well, if we have, I don't remember being Northern Dynasty Minerals. That doesn't matter out here. But so for the Leaster out here, Lee, there's a brand new profile that formed today out here on the daily time frame. And that says that you've got a new level of support and resistance. The support level out here inside of NAK is going to be 141. Now, you'll see the center of this new profile is at 146 versus the top at 163. So bullish structured profile. Your question is, can you take a look at that and give me your up or down targets? I've been in since the mid-40s out, so 40 cents, okay, and looking to hold long term. So I'm going to pull over, I'm going to expand out on the daily time frame chart. And this, I think, Lee, is probably what you want to focus on and take a look at. What is that, Steve-O? If you take a look at, I don't know what kind of bottoming pattern, if any, was formed back here in March. Probably there was one. We can go figure out. We can go take a look at it. That's really not what's important here. What's important are these TAS market profiles on a daily basis. And my point to you here, Lee, is that once price got above that, which was on the very next trading session, March the 25th out here, you'll see that prices never close below the bottom of a market profile. There have been a couple tests of the bottom of those profiles. Here's a bullish structured profile test on June 3rd, just a test of support. So you're asking me up and down targets. Well, on a daily basis, your up target is the new resistance level of 163, and your downside target is 144. And you want to hold on to this long term. Cool. But if price closed below 141, 2 days in a row out there, boy, that would be signaling to you, especially with a nice gain, even below $1.41, you still got a buck in it. You still have a 230% return or something along those lines. Don't quote me on the math, but it's probably relatively close out there. If you do get it closed below 141, then you've got really something to think about. Now, that's a possibility. Why would Steve-O say that's a possibility? Well, I'm just looking at the profiles, and what we know is that last week had one heck of a nice wide move. But remember, the body of the candle is the essence of price. And when price came to an end on Friday, it closed back below the top of its bearish structured weekly profile. 153 is resistance. 113 is support. We'll get back from this break. We'll finish this up for Lee. Of course, I'd love to hear from you, too. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, JDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at the chart here for Northern Dynasty Materials. NAK is the ticker symbol. This is for Lee B, who's in at 40 cents. He's got a really nice profit out here. Now, Lee, when this did form its high out here a couple of days ago, was with wave number 7. Let's put the chart up on our screen. You'll see the red G on my screen. You know that can be the identification of a top. Well, in this case here it was. And whenever you get a topping signal, the only real role of sellers is to try to bust out support, and it has not done that, so that's a positive. Support here was really the top of its prior profile, and price never got down there. It got close to it, but not down there. Bullish structured profile, so it's still in there. That really says really pay attention to that buck 41 out here, and pay attention to buck 53. You get above a buck 63, really the top of the current daily profile. Then what I can share with you, your price target would be the following. On the weekly, that tells you your price target would be 230. That's a TD9 count breakdown level from all the way back here in December. If we take a look at the monthly, the beautiful thing is the monthly has a TD9 breakdown level at 230 as well. So 230 is going to be your real significant area of resistance. That any close above will tell you you've got a real winner chicken dinner out there. And because a key level of resistance will have failed. So best of luck with that trade. As far as the 1 minute wrap up out here, folks, look, we've got these 9 counts. They're really all over the place out here in the indices. Here, for example, is the ES Mini. This has got, I've got both wave number 7, letter G. We took a look at that during today's show. Today's going to be bar number 9 of a TD9 count. We know it could be bar 9 or 10. Doesn't have to be. We'll have a better feel in the case of the ES Mini on Wednesday versus tomorrow out here, because it's 1 day behind the NQ, which formed bar number 9 on Friday. Inside the Dow, nice move out here, up 2%, but it hasn't taken out its sell pattern that is still in play out there, and that's the Gartley sell pattern. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours. If you're off to start your Monday, have a magical one or a magnificent one. Either way, just have a great Monday. Take care, folks.